Good evening and thanks for joining us on another episode of BOI Impact. I am Hadiza Olaoshibiko. Today on the program, we shall be showcasing beneficiaries of the federal government's Cotton, Textile and Garment CTG Fund through the Bank of Industry. The CTG Fund that is managed by BOI was created to boost cotton production as well as revive and develop textile and garment industry in the country. Cotton is one of the highly demanded raw materials in the textile and garment industry due to its use in the production of fiber and other textile materials. As long as people continue to wear clothes, there will always be a demand for cotton. Major cotton producing states in Nigeria include Zamfara, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Sokoto, Kebbi, Ogun, Ondo, and Oyo states. The economic potentials of this industry are enormous if properly harnessed. The BOI Impact crew visited two cotton ginning companies in Katsina State, the Dangote Ginning Company in Ankara and West African Cotton Company WACOT Limited in Funtua. Our first visit was to Dangote Ginning Company. Relax as we bring you highlights of our visit to the company after the break.
Starting your business shouldn't be a scare when you have the right support. Support that helps you grow. Support that helps you expand beyond borders. And this support extends to every single person on the value chain. All the way down to the leaders of the next generation. At Bank of Industry, we believe that supporting one is supporting all, with a system set up to provide financial and advisory support for growing and large businesses. Visit any of our offices, website, or social media pages to get in on how you can benefit from this today. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.
Cotton is one of the oldest natural fibers known to man. It can be woven or knitted into fabrics, and also cotton seed oil is used for products like soap, pharmaceutical, and cosmetics. Ankara local government area in Katsina State hosts the Dangote Ginning Company. The BOI Impact crew met with the managing director of the company, Mr. Mukhtar Isa, who shed light on the company's partnership with the Bank of Industry.
The company was established in 1990 as part of the group WACOT integration policy to service the Nigerian textile mill in Lagos and the Dangote textile mill in Kano. Since then, it has been in production for about 28 years now. By God's grace, we are still in production.
He also spoke on how the facilities gotten from BOI have tremendously improved the company's productivity.
From the technical aspect, I remember our second plant there was totally out of production, and mostly due to fire incidents we had that engulfed a very good section of the machineries, and also there was this weather issues, the wind that have blown off our cyclone structure and some part of the roofing, which is, if having been overcome, we don't have the financial models then to handle those problems. So we are just watching when the plant were getting rusted, and when it being scattered, we don't have much financial means to overcome those problems. Then came the intervention from BOI. I remember my management made an effort, and they were able to succeed. We used such facilities to renovate the factories, to stop it from the further tier anywhere. So when the BOI intervention came in, at least we were able to stop the further deterioration of those machineries. And the current one you see as using now, which is even is around under 20-30% capacity. We use part of the money to service, to upgrade it, which is, as of today, according to our overseas client and even our textile mill within the country, is giving them the best talent for Nigeria. So I'm sure it's part of the facility because we imported good machineries and upgrade the machine.
The company is seriously bridging the employment gap in Nigeria.
This small factory alone requires nothing less than 300 workforce to run it 24 hours. That's less than 300 workforce. The other one requires almost 1.5 times to run that one. Because one good thing we discover with the cotton is, apart from the petroleum industry, there is no single commodity that has the capacity to provide jobs, to create jobs than cotton. There is none.
He also spoke about several consumer goods that are made from cotton.
You can get linters from the seed, and that linters, mind you, is a lot of money there because it's being used in making currency. If you can decorticate and take out the shell, you can export, because China have a high demand of that decorticated shell. Mostly they use it in farming and producing this organic manure for mushrooms, one of the best-selling vegetables in Europe. And apart from that, the cake, you can use it for chicken feed after decorticating. And even our brothers here in Benin, they use it as a soup ingredient. They discovered that it is very rich in blood tonic. So that's why mostly when their women give birth to, the first thing they feed her on is this cottonseed cake soup made from it. And even the stem, you can use it for making this wood, hardwood. There's nothing like a waste in cotton.
He also told us about how cotton production can boost the economy of Katsina State and Nigeria.
Let's stop wasting our money lying down in the banks. Let's inject them to help our youth, to help our future. Let's inject them into the market, create employment, no matter how little. Even if you are to engage just 1 or 2 persons, it's a relief to the society. Agriculture doesn't stop only at planting corn, crop, and the cotton. It also extends into livestock, fishery. If they can go into it, a starter will find those type of project very difficult. But for a middle class and a lower upper class, they can do that and engage the youth.
After the interview, the MD of Dangote Ginning Company led the BOI Impact crew on a factory tour.
Welcome to Dangote Ginning Company. In here we are having 2 plants. We have the Ginnery 1 there, and we have the second Ginnery over there, where most of the facilities used for BOI are being used. Beside me here is the storage tank that was constructed using the same facility, and also renovation of the powerhouse. This is the powerhouse. And next to it is a workshop, also belonging to the same set of Ginnery. And overhead there is the machinery, the main building, the main factory building. From the master trash machine, the cotton goes to the incline cleaner number 1 cleaning group through a suction fan onto the gravity cleaner number 1, which after pre-cleaning, send it to the second gravity cleaner, from the second gravity cleaner to the distributor conveyor machines. This is the Ginnery 2, where most of the BOI facilities were used for refurbishing. You can see some of the equipment like the skid loaders, the compressors, and the refainting, and a lot of the parts were acquired using the same facility. This is a seed house where we used to package the second product, which is the seed for the cotton. This year alone, we have supplied over 1,000 tons of plantable seed for the farmers. And part of the leftover, you can see it there, waiting for collection. Behind me is a stock of lint, ready for export or for the local textile mills. And for the pharmaceutical industries as well, for clinical tissues. These are the warehouse where we keep the stock. Fertilizer and the chemical store, supporting the farmers with the right input for the cotton. Along here we have all sort of varieties, the best identified varieties of fertilizer, including that of Dan Buhari, the one we call the federal government fertilizer, which you can get at a controlled price here also. And apart from that, we also have other varieties to give choices to the farmers. So all the most identified best varieties we always have been in stock.
Those were the bold steps taken by Dangote Ginnery Company to accelerate agricultural growth in Nigeria. The company is one of the beneficiaries of the Cotton, Textile and Garment Revival Fund that is managed by the Bank of Industry. Next is our visit to West African Cotton Company Limited in Funtua, also in Katsina State. Don't go away. West African Cotton Company is incorporated in Nigeria and is engaged in cotton ginning, selling of cotton lint and textile mill waste. It has its ginnery in Funtua, Katsina State, the heart of the cotton growing belt in Nigeria. The company has a capacity to gin over 50,000 metric tons of seed cotton per season. It also contributes to the development of cotton production zones through various farmer-oriented schemes. The production manager of WACOT Limited conducted us round the facilities to show us the equipment the company acquired through the Bank of Industry.
As you can see from here, this is our raw material from the farm. As it is brought in from the farm to our production floor. This place you are seeing is where the raw materials are fed into the machines. And you can see from here a pipe. This pipe we call it telescope. This is where the materials are fed into the machine by a sucking air. We call it suction air. That is where it's fed to the machine. These 3 units you are seeing outside are the pre-cleaning plants. The doors, what they do is they remove trash and fine particles from the raw material, which is seed cotton, before it's being taken into the machine. This is the key of our process line. Anywhere you see a blue arrow, it indicates moisture flow. Anywhere you see a dotted arrow, green dotted arrow, it's showing just air flow. Anywhere you see a complete green arrow, it's showing material flow. While the yellow arrow, I can see, is showing the trash flow, where the trash goes out. Then we have the black arrow that shows the seed flow, and the red arrow is showing the fire valve. This is a digital control panel, and it has soft touch, and also has an alarm log, where you can see the alarm, and it's self-controlled. When you want to start, it will start itself, and if there's any issue, it will indicate where there's issue, and it can shut down itself. So this is, we have 2 of this in Africa, and this is just one out of the 2. One is in Cote d'Ivoire, and this is the second one for now. After the pre-cleaning from the outside, after being fed, then it comes through this unit at the top. And that unit you are seeing is called the rock catcher. And that rock catcher, what it does is it helps in removing heavier particles on open balls of cotton. Then it now drop through this pipe to that drum. You can see, though it has been evacuated, but we have some, if you can see, there's a little stone there, something like that, are some of the things that will drop from this pipe to this drum. It's showing the flow of the material after the rock catcher. Then it comes to this unit. The top unit you are seeing, the complete unit is called the Big J. And it's segmented into 3 parts. The top is the suction separator. The middle is the suction hopper. Then the other part is called the vacuum section. Top is where the air and the cotton is being separated. It now falls by gravity into the second stage, which is the storage hopper, the suction hopper. The suction hopper now, in the big J, there are two air operating here, the sucking air and the blowing air. So after dropping in the suction hopper, the vacuum section is one that cut off the blowing and the sucking air. This arrow you are seeing in this pipe, on this pipe, is where the blowing air comes. After the material is sucked, it's discharged at the bottom. Then the blowing air now blows the material to the next cleaning line. That unit at the top with pulleys, about 6 pulleys on it, is called the incline cleaner. Incline cleaner. That incline cleaner, we have 2 of them that does the same thing. One is here, the other one is at the other end. If you can see, at the other side, you see at the top side, the same range, you see it there. What it does, it separates trash also and fine particles of adulterated material, foreign material, fine in the raw material. Now from the incline cleaners, the material is now discharged into the distributor conveyor. Why it's called distributor conveyor? Because it's the one that distributes the material on the various points of ginning. Here is mechanically driven, no air is operated here. Whatever comes in, drops into, from the incline cleaners, drops into this distributor conveyor, which distribute the material to different ginning points. We have 3 ginning points. And in each of the points, we have boxes. We call them hopper, gin stand hoppers. And in the hoppers, it drops. After filling this, it will move to the next. Filling it, it will move to the next. Then whatever is excess go to the overflow hopper. From the overflow hopper, it recirculates again through this pipe back to the distributor conveyor. This is where the ginning takes place proper, where the separation of the seed from the fiber is taking place. This is the ginning point. Other processes we have seen are all cleaning point, but this is where we call the ginning point. That is where we even get the word Ginnery from. Ginning, Ginnery. We have roller gins and we have saw gins. This is a roller gin. The capacity is 116 saw. You can see 116. We have different capacity. We have 108, 208, different capacity. But this is 116. We have 2 qualities. After the ginning takes place, we produce 2 qualities. We call one the mega, and we call the second one the mega super. The mega is the one that just passed through the super jet cleaner, then to our packaging area. While the mega super is the one that passed through the super jet, then the lint cleaner, then goes to our packaging area. The packaging area now starts from the bale press. The bale press comprises of 2 boxes and what we call the tramper and the ram. These are the major factors that operate on the bale press. The tramper is one that tramps in incoming cotton in the first empty box, while the other box is kept empty. When that one is filled up, it will signal fill, then the whole box will rotate. These 2 boxes you are seeing, this whole unit will rotate. After it rotates, it will bring the full one to the ram side, then bring the empty one to the tramper side. In the ram side, it's being compressed to a smaller form for easy transportation. Then it's been knotted by a copper tie. The bag is inserted on this bale bagger, and we bag 100%. Why it's 100%? Because both sides, all sides are being sealed. So that's a 100% bagging system. After bagging, it automatically weighs. This is a weighing scale, and this is a digital weighing scale. This is the indicator. Whatever weight is produced, it will indicate on this indicator. From here, we'll take it to our packing area. This is what I told us, 100% bagging system. The top is stitched. Now nothing tampers with whatever is being produced. no stain, nothing. So whatever we have produced after this way, that's how it's been sold.
Welcome back. Cotton is one of the major cash crops in Nigeria. Its importance has grown over the years, with farmers making tons of profit. Although there has been tremendous progress, huge deficits in supply still needs to be met. The value chain created by cotton production gainfully employs both rural and urban populace. Its capacity to lift a diverse segment of the country's population makes it an investment worth considering and advancing. This fact has made the federal government to partner with the Bank of Industry, whose mandate is to transform the industrial sector of the economy. In line with its mandate, provision of financial as well as technical support to start small, medium and large businesses is our focus at the bank. You can visit our offices closest to you or log on to www.boi.ng for further information. It's on this note that we'll conclude this week's edition of the program. I am Hadiza Olaoshibikon. Do have yourself an enterprising week. Bye for now.
Starting your business shouldn't be a scare when you have the right support. Support that helps you grow. Support that helps you expand beyond borders. And this support extends to every single person on the value chain. All the way down to the leaders of the next generation. At Bank of Industry, we believe that supporting one is supporting all, with a system set up to provide financial and advisory support for growing and large businesses. Visit any of our offices, website or social media pages to get in on how you can benefit from this today. Bank of Industry, transforming Nigeria's industrial sector.